only born. Still I believe we are given nothing more than we can bear. Our vision is only blurred when life seems unfair. So who am I to judge the man with the needle in his veins when he's just chasing freedom to escape the pain of the world's fast-paced pipe dreams and shortcomings? He's just trying to make do, find a way out of nothing. It's like we're damned if we do, and damned if we don't. And it's a very thin line between respect and being broken, being one red button away from World War III. Always called the minority, and always pulled over, facing police brutality. Why is every street a living hell? Probably because they want us to fail, yeah. 3 strikes will surely pack the jail, like the slave ships when they
This wonderful vision, the collective, this rainbow coalition looks absolutely outstanding. Please give yourselves a round of applause for coming out there this afternoon. Now listen, I don't know if you know, but there's a number of activists on Long Island that have been itching for an opportunity to come together. Activists that work on a number of different issues. I'm looking in the sea, I see pastors that are eager and excited to get outside from behind the pulpit. I see professors that teach about social justice and are out here standing up saying something's got to give. I see teachers, social workers, custodians. I see everyday folks that are saying we are desperately looking for something different. This is something different. This is synergy. The minute that verdict came down on Wednesday, over 30 organizations came together, put ego to the side and said enough is enough. Today we stand up to start talking about how we can bridge the gap.
And while I love what I see today, I want to put everybody on warning. This is just the beginning.
That's right.
This is just the beginning. We expect this to be a movement, and a movement is not done in one day.
That's right.
Our communities are suffering, our kids are dying. And we cannot stand to just be angry for one day. This is something that we expect everybody to start coming out and start becoming active. Find what you're good at. Find what you're interested in, how you're interested in getting involved in the movement. But this is a movement that needs to start today and continue until we start seeing change in our communities. Fairness and justice to our people.
They said get back.
We say fight back.
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 Get back.
Fight back.
Get back.
Fight back.
Get back.
Fight back.
Get back.
Fight back.
They said get back.
We say fight back.
They said get back.
We say fight back.
Let's fight for freedom, y'all.
This rally, this march, this is the first step. This is about awareness, but now the next step, strategic planning and education. For those of us out here who are not voters, we need to get you all registered to vote, because that's where our power lies, and that's where some real change is going to come from. You have a number of community leaders and representatives here today. Get with any of us with the red armbands. Let's make sure we're all registered to vote, so that way, not only for these presidential elections, but for these midterm elections, we can really voice our opinions and our thoughts and really bring about the legislation and the change that we need. So again, it's a blessing to be here, and I stand for all of you, and I'm glad to see that you all stand for us as well. Thank you.
All right.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Así que vamos a marchar juntos. Le pedimos a toda la comunidad latina que también salgan a cuenten sus historias. Estamos con ustedes y esta marcha es de todos y es para ti. Y en esto vamos a cambiar la policía de Long Island, de Suffolk County, de todos los condados.
So today we're out here with you standing as one. We are going to change the police departments throughout Long Island, throughout Suffolk and Nassau County. It's about accountability.
Así que
Sí se puede.
Sí se puede. Sí se puede.
Sí se puede. Sí se puede. What do we want? When do we want it?
What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? This stops today! 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 This stops
your black relative.
I'm mad as hell and I ain't gonna take no more. No more.
This business of racism is not new.
What is the world coming to? What are we gonna do? I'm disgusted, so we must get ready to become militant rebels, cause there will never be no peace without justice. I'm tired of my people treated unequal. That's why I'm basing. I gotta face this, so I speak out. And those who don't like it, they freak out. And they label me a racist. I'ma keep stalking me and brothers like Al Sharp that we don't like what they did to Giuseppe Hawkins. Why was the trial prolonged for so long? They shot him in cold blood. They knew they was dead wrong. Let a brother man shoot the other man. Nowadays they lock him up in a second and throw the key away. Hold up, you think I'll fold up? No, I'm geese. Without no justice, there'll be no peace.
No justice.
There will never be. Without.
No justice.
There will never be. Without.
No justice.
There will never be. Without.
No justice.
There will never be. See, I'm a full-bred warrior, built to last. A 5%er who descends from a lost tribe should pass. Bearing the truth, I'm not scared of you. It's the United States or the United States of America.
People wanna know who we are. So we tell them. We want an indictment. We want an indictment. We want an indictment. We want an indictment. Everywhere we go. Everywhere we go. People wanna know. People wanna know who we are. Who we are. So we tell them. So we tell them. We are the people. All right, let's hit the street. The mighty, mighty people. The mighty, mighty people. The justice. The peace. 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 Police. Police. No peace. No peace. No peace. Police.
Oh, I thought he was going for Johnny. Sorry.
We want justice. 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 We want justice.
die-in.
About to do a die-in.
We are about to do a die-in.
About to do a die-in.
What is a die-in? It's kind of like a sit-in.
It's kind of like a sit.
Except we're not gonna sit.
Except we're not gonna sit.
We're gonna die.
We're gonna die.
And so many of our brothers and sisters
And so many of our brothers and sisters
are dying at the hands of the police.
are dying at the hands.
Michael Brown.
Michael Brown.
Michael Brown.
Michael Brown.
Michael Brown.
Michael Brown.
Michael Brown
Michael Brown.
was shot 6 times.
Was shot 6 times.
Was shot 6 times
Was shot 6 times.
by Officer Darren Wilson.
By Officer Darren Wilson.
By Officer Darren Wilson.
By Officer Darren Wilson.
Those racist ass police.
Those racist ass police.
Those racist ass police.
Those racist ass police.
Let him sit in the ground.
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 Let his body lay in the ground
Let his body lay in the ground.
for 4.5 minutes.
4.5
Hours. For 4.5 hours. For 4.5 hours.
4.5 hours.
So what we're gonna do?
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 For 4.5 minutes.
For 4.5 minutes.
For 4.5 minutes.
For 4.5 minutes.
Is dying right here on Sunrise Highway.
Die-in right here on Sunrise Highway.
Is dying right here on Sunrise Highway.
Die-in right here on Sunrise Highway.
And shut this shit down.
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 Everybody lay down on the ground right now. Everybody lay down on the ground.
Estamos aquí porque estamos haciéndole honor a que Michael Brown fue dejado en el piso por 4 horas y media después de haber sido baleado por la policía. Estamos aquí tomando esta acción en conmemoración a la muerte de Michael Brown, que dejaron en la calle por 4 horas y media. Es un momento de silencio.
Lady Justice, may I ask before I sleep, of the tale you told that eased my night and ceased my constant weep. As I recall, it was a story of glory, of love, peace, and equality without color or category, of symbols and sounds that sung songs to these neophyte ears, that inspired my thoughts as well as my peers, that keeps my mind young even as my essence gets old, that gave me insight to events yet foretold, that inspires my chin to be held parallel to the ground as others are left to be the class jester or clown. The part that stands out most vivid to me was how education is a conduit to destiny. That when all is forsaken from belief to religion, while you scramble for answers with death's door precision, it's what you've learned through life and lesson that may prevent a premature ascent to heaven, while believing in powers greater than our own, be it the wisdom of our elders or some patriotic drum's tone. The crescendo of the passage bellows of the star and stripe, as listless listeners pray that it's not mountainous hype, as toddlers are taught to march in line with shoulders squared and high step fine. I thank you for your words. To me, they are a soliloquy that entices my soul and sets the spirit free, as I strive to remain clear of shackles and ankle cuffs. From your perch on high, help me gaze to the sky. O Queen, one world, existence and love, Lady Justice.
about race. It is about where you live at, who you associate yourself with. It's all about all that stuff. It's a lot of variables that play out when a young male and a young female gets shot by the police. It's a lot of variables that play a part. So if we say it's not about race, we on the wrong, because it is about race. It is about where we live at. It is about everything that we go through in the struggle as minorities. And I want to use that term loosely, because I'm not a minority, even though they want to call me that. I'm not a minority. I'm the majority. I'm just oppressed by the 1% that is the minority, and calling us minorities, and they are the minorities. So we need to be able to understand that it's race too that play out a lot.
Because it's a green light to cop to killing minority. It has to stop, and that's what I'm here for. Represent my family, represent my friends, represent my community, and I want to continue for a long time until the time the cops have to stop killing people. Thank you.
Seguimos hablando.
In Christ and in creation. To all of our leaders, community leaders, organizational leaders, elected officials, and to our concerned community, greetings. We want to welcome you to not just the Holy Trinity Baptist Church, just to a community who's concerned about our country, about our young men. We welcome you here today.
Is this the day the Lord created, or? I stand here united. I'm united with all of you in our resolve and our expression of, number one, outrage, and our expression of a need to bring about change. Tracy, I want to thank you. I wish that more of my colleagues in government would be here today. When I say that there is a need to change, and there is a need to fix intrinsic problems and reflection of how the police community conducts itself. And I also, as a person of color, make no apology to our community when I say there is a need for us to reflect. And there is a need, in addition to personal accountability on the part of the police department, there is also a need for personal accountability in our community. It is ironic that today we see the police community and the community of color in the same exact situation. We see the police saying, this is overreaction, our hands are being tied, the reaction to this is bad, it's overreacting. We have the community of color saying, there is an overreaction in the way the law is applied against people of color. We have police officers saying, police officers should not be judged by the actions of a few. And yet we have a historic history and memory of being judged by the actions of a few.
Presence of my people, I can breathe when thousands of churches across America who claim to hold a pro-life stance cannot understand the issue of pro-life when it comes to black and brown life. It is not our color. It is not our race. It is not our language. It is not the way that we look. It is not the way that we dress. It is not the wealth that we have. In reality, it is what we have inside of our hearts. And this is the most precious things that we have. And indeed, for us to be gathered here from different races and different colors and different faith, indeed shows that there is hope for good in this country and in our life as well.
Family and friends, we have gathered as community, and certainly I honor Pastor Shelton and all my clergy brothers and sisters today. We've come because we are in some dying times. Today we have gathered from all walks, all races, from all backgrounds. We've seen the news. But today we did not come to make the news. We've come to change the news. We are living in some crucial times in this yet to be United States of America. And let's not get it twisted today. There are some who would say that this is not a race issue. I want you to know this is a black and brown issue, and all of us have to stand up and raise our voices against the injustice that we have seen over the last few days and weeks all across the nation, because I dare say today, Black Lives Matter. My hands are up and I cannot breathe. However, today we need to put some things in perspective. Today we need to begin to really look at the DNA of policing all across this nation. We need to really begin to look at what our police forces are doing all across this nation as it pertains to how they patrol and how they police minority communities all across the nation. See, you can't police us and be scared of us all at the same time. You can't police us and oppress us all at the same time. We've got to take a look at policing in America, because you can't get it twisted. You got to learn how to connect the dots. We've been down this road before. We know what this looks like before. We've seen this kind of monster before, because history tells us when you begin to look at Jim Crow and Jim Clark, when you begin to look at the stories from Birmingham to Selma, Alabama, when you begin to look, we've been down this road before, because when you begin to look at your history, you already know and you understand that the police departments was never there to protect us. They were always there to oppress us. How do I know? Even today, when they begin to tell their stories, the stories that they tell us, what did they say? I felt like I was fighting who? Hulk Hogan. He looked like a demon. All words, negative words in regards to our people, because that's how they see us. They forget our humanity and they see us other than what God has intended and created for us to be. They don't respect us. Listen, how in the world so many lives are taken and there is no weapon in sight? Come on, y'all, look at the story. Garner, no weapon. Sean Bell, no weapon. Amityville, no weapon. Trayvon Martin, no weapon. Mike Brown, no weapon. We've got to do something. Yes. And can I say this to you today? I don't know how much time I got, but let me say this. I'm so glad that our people are upset. Yes. I'm so glad that they're mad as hell. I'm glad. I want y'all, all of us, to continue to march. To continue to protest. Don't let the fire out. Listen, next week I think Kate and Charles, Harry, somebody's supposed to be here. The Royals are supposed to be here. We ought to go again and shut the city down. I don't care, because hey, I don't care whether Kate and Charles and Harry and the Royals come. I care about Nene and Pookie and the rest of them whose lives are being taken every day on our streets. We season.